It's the SMT. So Apple just dropped the iPhone SE. It's essentially taking over for the iPhone 8. So what does that mean? Does anybody really want an iPhone 8 type of phone in 2020? I think in a lot of ways it's actually kind of modern. We're going to talk about what parts make it modern. We're going to talk about what parts actually kind of make it a throwback, kind of retro. The design's kind of old school when you look back at the iPhone 8. But when it comes to like cellular connectivity, this thing has pretty much everything you need with one huge exception. It's not 5G. But the price is right. It's got the most modern and, recent chipset. So it's going to have support for a while. I mean, there's some really good in this, and there are some compromises. Anyways, we'll cover all that in today's video. All of that starts now. Hey, what is going on, guys? It is the SMT. Thanks for tuning in to watch this edition of the SMT YouTube channel. Today, in this video, we take a look at the iPhone SE 2020 version. This would be the follow-up to a previous generation of iPhones when it comes to design, general performance, and kind of the language and the build of the phone. It's something that I think a lot of people probably miss. Maybe they don't like the new design language that Apple has taken over. This kind of is a retro look to their old designs that people may still want. That being said, I've got all the specs for you, all the cellular connectivities, all the features, everything you need to know about this device before you consider buying it. So stick around and get all those details. Before I do, please check out some of the description box items. I have links to the following things. We have the SMT Patreon page link. We have the second channel, Sneed Mobile Tech live streams, got that link. Also the Twitter handle at Sneed Tech and Megadon.net, the social media platform of the future. Never need another social media platform ever again. No algorithms, no ads, no tracking. Megadon.net. So here's the background on this phone. The iPhone SE, and this is the 2020 version, is basically the replacement or the successor to the iPhone 8. So since the iPhone 10, we've seen this notch, this bezel-less edge-to-edge design with no home button, that sort of thing. This is a callback to the old design of the 4.7-inch display with the Retina HD resolution LCD panel. There are going to be bezels here with like the top and the bottom bezel. There is going to be the home button with built-in fingerprint scanner type situation. There are your color choices. You have black, white, and then product red. The product red for the situation. It'll help support, monetary donations to that cause. For storage options, you've got 64, 128, and 256 gigabyte storage options. It will have the A13 Bionic chip, the SoC, third generation, and the nice thing about that is the most up-to-date chipset. So good job by Apple there. IP67 dust and water resistant, so it'll help you from splashes and little dunks and stuff like that. That's nice to have. Main camera will support 4K recording, 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. It'll do 1080p. It'll do 30 and 60 frames per second and 720p at 30 frames per second. 3x digital zoom. It'll have slow motion of 1080p at 120 frames per second or 240. Stereo recording, stereo sound. Selfie camera is going to be 1080p, 30 frames per second with Retina flash. Stereo speakers set up top and bottom. Let's talk cellular connections. All carriers, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon, will have it, carry it, and sell it in their stores and online. There's only going to be one specific model on this side of the world. It'll be the A2275, the only model listed on the Apple website here in North America, I think. I don't know if there'll be like a Canadian version or something else, but that's what I see. No carrier has it posted or advertised just yet, so you can only find it at the Apple website. In terms of the LTE, it is gigabit class LTE technically. It does 2x2 MIMO. That's kind of disappointing. It also does have LAA unlicensed spectrum accessibility. I'll get to that in a second. Wi-Fi 6 compatible, 2x2 MIMO there. Bluetooth 5.0. Not really sure why they put 5.1 in there. I'm guessing it's another one of those cost savings, along with the display and the LCD and the 720p and all that stuff. Anyways, does have NFC enabled, so you could do the payments. Voice over LTE and Wi-Fi calling included. No 5G network access. No version of this phone will be 5G accessible. Here are the LTE bands you need to know about. 2, 4, 5, 12, 13, 14, 25, 26, 29, 30, 66, and 71. And then from the TDD side, 41, 46, and 48. So all T-Mobile LTE supported, all Sprint, all Verizon, and all AT&T. It does include band 46, so you get access to LAA unlicensed spectrum, also the CBRS spectrum with band 48. And then it does have access to band 14 for AT&T, which is great. And unlike the OnePlus 8 and OnePlus Pro that just launched, they don't have band 14 access. Anyways, battery life, it will be similar to the iPhone 8. Charges with 18-watt charging, potentially 50% in 30 minutes. It is wireless charging compatible, 7.5 watt. Comes with ear pods with lightning connector in the box. Dual SIM connectivity, so you can get the physical nano SIM, and you can also do the digital eSIM. And that's pretty good. Trade-in promos at Apple, they're doing them. They're not that great. Up to $500 with a current iPhone or Android. They will be doing the free financing thing if you guys have ever done that with Apple. That way you can get a SIM unlocked for all carriers. Trade-ins on the website with Apple. If you have a 7 Plus, up to $150, 7 up to $120, 6S Plus up to $100, 6S up to $80, 6 Plus up to $50, a 6 or SE up to $30. Kind of bad in my opinion. You might do better from a carrier. $399 for this phone. Pre-orders starting April 17th, 5 a.m. And then in stores and on sale on April 24th. Basically, the way this is going to break down, the 64 gig version will be $16.62 monthly over 2 years. The 128 will be $18.70. That'll be $449. And then the 256 gig option at $549 breaks down to $22.87. Anyways, all carriers are going to price it the same. I'm sure trade-ins will be different and trade-ins will be better than the Apple Store. Here's what you guys need to know if you have a previous iPhone model. If you have an iPhone 8, you don't have access to band 14 with AT&T, you don't have band 46, and you don't have band 48. This phone gets you that. Also, if you have the XR, excuse me, I'm going to backtrack. iPhone 8 doesn't have band 14, 46, or 48, as well as the iPhone 10. The iPhone XR doesn't have 46 or 48. So it's something to consider. Maybe you want to upgrade to get that extra access. If it's not a big deal to you, then obviously you don't have to upgrade. But if you have an 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max, there's no way you're going to downgrade to this. If you have a 10S, a 10S Max, I still say don't downgrade to this. A 10, you may want to consider getting it because you don't have band 14, 46 or 48, but in real, you look at the build and the way kind of like the design of it, it's so much more modern from the iPhone 10. I don't know if you really want to, unless you don't like the iPhone 10 and you really just wanted a replacement for your 8 or something. I don't know. If you have a 10R, you might want to consider upgrading to this because of the bad connectivity we're seeing with those Intel chips. It might be helpful to get one of these, especially if you get a good deal on a trade-in. But if you have an 8 or an 8 Plus or anything older, you probably want to upgrade to something like this if you're trying to keep the cost down. You do get the brand new chip. You're going to get support from Apple for a long time. You're getting a fresh new battery. It's like a new start with the new phone. Anyways, that's everything that we know right now about the connections of the phone and all of its features and stuff like that. You guys let me know what you think of the device. Let me know what you are currently in terms of an iPhone or other phone. And if you're considering trading in or buying this device, do you guys think it's worth it? Do you guys like the entry-level price point? It's a nice inexpensive way or a budget way to get into an iPhone. And with that, Bionic chip, the A13, it is a very new chip. The other stuff is where the corners were cut. The design, like the display, an LCD 720p. There's a lot of corners that were cut in this phone, but the chip was not one of them. And that's what's really important to anybody who, is subscribed to my channel and they really care about cellular connectivity and things like that. So go ahead and drop me a line. Let me know what you guys think of this phone and all the details. Love to hear what you guys have to say. So go ahead and drop me that line and let me know, the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Go ahead and let your voice be heard. If you appreciated this video and you found it informative, please do hit that like button. Share it to your favorite social media platforms. That helps greatly. Thank you so much in advance for that. Also, if you're new, first time here, consider subscribing. Activate that bell notification icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. And do check out some of these other videos if you're not ready to leave the SMT YouTube channel. Thank you guys in advance for that. Thank you again for watching. Got a lot more videos up and coming, so keep it tuned. We'll keep it coming here on the SMT YouTube channel. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I am the SMT, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.